I didn't want to have to resort to this.
I love you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're looking at all the reasons why Seth MacFarlane's prequel series Ted is the best comedy show currently on TV.
Oh, this is Cupcake, Peaches, and Beef Stroganoff.
Hi.
The 90s nostalgia. A prequel to the films that preceded it, Ted takes place in the early 90s where he is comfortably living with the Bennett family. The show hilariously skewers the 90s setting with a barrage of pop culture references from that period. Take, for instance, Ted and John becoming convinced that Steven Spielberg was given real dinosaurs to make Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Spielberg actually got real dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, he did.
No, he did. He totally did. There's no other explanation.
Or the pair making the excuse that they lost their pocket money by watching Schindler's List.
What would we do with the rest?
We were so moved that we donated it to Jew causes.
That is so nice of us. Maybe we should actually do that.
But perhaps the most amusing use of 90s culture takes place during John's attempt at losing his virginity. The teen's chances get dashed when his date becomes distracted with a breaking news story on TV. O.J. Simpson's notorious white Bronco chase.
Oh my God!
What? What's wrong?
Out of Los Angeles, police are in pursuit of a white Bronco presumed to be the vehicle of O.J. Simpson.
The show's production, design, costumes, and props department all take their cues from the 1990s. From Pound Puppies to Lori Loughlin, if you're a 90s kid, this series is a veritable time machine.
No, you gotta really blow in it. Here.
Wow, you were going to make some guy very happy one day.
The movie references. Do you need to have seen 2012's Ted and or its 2015 sequel to enjoy this prequel TV series? Not at all. In fact, the show has very little ties to the movies.
You know what I like to do to her? Something I call a dirty fuzzy.
The good news, however, is that eagle-eyed fans of those films will find plenty of Easter eggs referencing Ted's big screen adventures. You won't have to wait that long either, as the series' opening theme, Everybody Needs a Best Friend, is the same song used in the first movie.
My words are lazy, my thoughts are hazy, but this is one thing I'm sure of. Everybody needs a best friend.
After all, it was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song at the time. The show's first episode also serves as an origin for Ted and John's love of smoking pot while watching Flash Gordon.
I think of my dad drunk on his ratty couch watching Flash Gordon or some shit, but that's not gonna be you.
The callbacks, big and small, keep coming until the very last scene of the first season's final episode.
God, Teddy. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Get the guitar.
It's here that we are treated to the beginnings of the infamous Thunder Buddy song that's featured in the first film.
You can't get me thunder because you're just God's farts.
The visual effects. If you've ever wondered what goes into making a believable foul-mouthed talking teddy bear, the answer is a lot. To be more specific, 3,000 VFX shots and 44 hours of motion capture work from creator Seth MacFarlane.
Look at that. Jesus hangs out with hookers.
Yeah, and he says there's hookers in heaven, too. He sounds a lot like you.
Couldn't they have just used original assets from the first two films? Well, given that it's over 10 years later, technological advancements have made those assets outdated, meaning everything needed to be started again from scratch.
I don't want to sound crazy, but I honestly think Paramount blew up the space shuttle so they wouldn't have to make that movie.
Ted also marks the first time that an animated lead was filmed in real time alongside other performers. This thanks to an augmented reality tool called ViewScreen Studio. We'd say the hard work and innovation paid off, as Ted feels less like a CG character and more like an actual living being. Never has a robust teddy bear bursting out of a cafeteria refrigerator full of hot dog wieners looked so authentic.
I'm the king of the wieners!
The Family Guy connections. Could Seth MacFarlane's long-running adult animated series Family Guy really be connected to his live-action series Ted?
That's one of those tough-to-answer questions, Johnny. Like, where did you find teddy bear-sized hockey gear? I just don't know.
Maybe, maybe not. But there's no denying some fun crossovers between the shows. For one, in the third episode of Ted, John and his teddy bear best friend rent some adult videotapes.
All right.
It just so happens that the first film they put on is titled Genital Hospital. the same name as the X-rated flick Chris Griffin and his friends watched in an episode of Family Guy.
Chris, what is this?
Genital hospital.
There's also the fact that John's crush in the show is named Bethany Borgwarts. Borgwart also happens to be the maiden name of Brian Griffin's mother-in-law in Family Guy.
I'm sorry, I'm just realizing I never caught her last name.
Schlotz.
Yikes.
It was my husband's name.
What's your maiden name?
Borgwart.
That's also bad.
Add in some very similar music cues, and a MacFarlane verse seems increasingly likely at this point. The Ensemble. Except for Seth MacFarlane returning to voice the titular character, the remainder of Ted's cast is made up of new faces to the franchise. And given that this is a prequel set in 1993, it only makes sense.
You should be going to school every day with John. You'd learn something, and maybe you wouldn't make all these ignorant comments.
Yeah, no thanks.
Why not?
Because TV.
Luckily, the new crop of actors make for stellar stand-ins. This includes Max Burkholder as a young John Bennett. Max effortlessly employs the same authentic buddy relationship with Ted as Mark Wahlberg did in the films.
You grew. You grew tonight.
I really did.
Perhaps most impressive is that Burkholder, while playing a 16-year-old on the show, is 26 years old in real life. In addition, Alana Ubach and Scott Grimes expertly step into the roles of John's parents, giving the couple a truly comical good cop, bad cop dynamic.
You gonna shave your head too? Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Then you won't clog the shower drain.
Rounding out the family is Georgia Wiggum as Blair, John's progressive cousin who lives with the Bennett family. While Blair serves as the voice of reason, her advice often goes unyielded.
I think I'm gonna do it Ted's way.
That is a very self-destructive sentence.
Blair, please, you're disrupting a teachable moment.
The sitcom homages. Like Seth MacFarlane did with Family Guy and American Dad, the creator gives Ted a sitcom-adjacent look and feel. So much so that the exterior of the Bennett's house is a dead ringer for the one featured in the wholesome 1975 sitcom Leave It to Beaver. The conversations inside the house, however, are anything but wholesome.
This is my ham, and you're not having a piece of the ham until you say you're sorry.
You know what? I don't need any ham. I got all the Slim Jims I need in the basement.
But that's where parallels to other groundbreaking sitcoms come in, such as All in the Family, a noted influence for Ted.
Those were the days.
Sure, the political and social discussions are given punchlines, but the themes are important and nuanced, even for this day and age. The unique family dynamic also has 90s sitcom written all over it, as does the interior set design of the family's home. And for all its crassness, there's a surprisingly large helping of heart thrown into the mix.
You know what? This is like the perfect food for the perfect night.
Yeah, like who invented food? That guy rocks.
Alf walked so Ted could run.
Safe home, my friend. Hey, no problem.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
The comedy. Like any Seth MacFarlane project, Ted is jam-packed with hilarious gags, entertaining scenarios, and laugh-out-loud lines.
Congratulations. I need an adult! I need an adult!
It's okay. It's all right, Johnny. It's all right.
Simply put, the show is very funny. And with a vast array of differing personalities in the mix, everyone gets a chance to drop in some truly memorable quotes, be it Maddie's not safe for work Vietnam confession.
He made a noise like a bark, but happier.
Or Susie's Halloween surprise backfire.
I've hidden a heat bar somewhere in this house.
Can I get a hint?
Oh, I can't do this to you. It's in the hamper. I'll go get it.
Of course, Ted's always got the best zingers.
John, we're watching porn. It's either going to be creepy or tragic. Those are the choices.
And while the comedy can get more than a little warped at times, did we mention there's a talking dump truck in an episode? We honestly wouldn't want it any other way. Trust us, Ted is an R-rated crude comedy that'll leave you in stitches. Now, if we could only confirm a second season.
Oh man, the Jerky Boys are like the greatest living comedy geniuses.
What are your thoughts on Ted? Don't be afraid to let stuffing fly in the comments below.
Where are we gonna go, Teddy?
I was thinking Saudi Arabia.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.